Hello, I'm just adjusting my webcam a bit so you have the best view of me. Can you hear me? I hope you can, but hello, Mishi, hello, Kitchen. I hope you can, but hello, Mishi, hello, Kitchen. I hope you can. And I had audio on, so sorry if you heard any. I just cut off the audio because apparently I was repeating myself, so I do apologize if you heard me double. Yeah, echo should be gone now. I hope. Hey, Suzanne, welcome to the live. So yeah, I basically had forgotten that I had opened the stream to share a link, and then I'd forgotten I had sound on, so that's why you had an echo. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Tank. Oh, people are coming in. I'm definitely not alone anymore. Thank you. So my accent is, I usually say to people when they talk about my accent that my accent is pretty fucked up. Because I've traveled so much and I'm originally from Denmark, but I've lived the last 15 years here in the Netherlands. So my accent is also a bit Dutchified. And yes, thank you for any thumbies and shares, etc. Hello. Hey, Ross. I got your email. Congratulations on your prize win. I got your email and I have it ready for shipping. I just need to make the shipping label and head down to the post office, which will be probably Saturday. And cheers. Don't forget to hydrate. For those wondering, I am today having just a glass of cider. It's a raspberry cider. When I'm done with that glass of cider, I do have my tea mug with me. I just needed something fresh. And you're very welcome, Russ. It's more or less ready for shipping. So that's cool. And I was just trying to sort out my giveaway for the upcoming Valentine's, basically. So more about that to come next week, but it will definitely be Valentine's related. And then, of course, thank you for everything everybody did yesterday, because we went to a whooping 910 members. I am so very appreciative. I just want to say thank you for those who's been sharing me and following me and enjoying being here, basically. So yeah, much appreciated. Trust me, very appreciated. So that's cool. What are we doing today? I still haven't progressed with the cardigan, which would probably be easy just to join an end and keep going on that, but it's kind of late dormant a bit. I had a meeting today. The meeting was an off cam because I had some issues that my work PC was trying to use the audio from a webcam, which was really, really bad sound and audio quality. So I had it without webcam. Due to that, I didn't have a webcam on, so I had time to crochet a bit, so I enjoyed crocheting, but I also got to talk to my boss about a few things, which means that my situation might be changing in the sense of every year in December, I go to Luxembourg for a competition, and when I applied for this position, I said, hey, every year in December, I need a week off because I'm going to Luxembourg for this match. I've done it for the last, let me count, 2009 was my first time. So it would be my 15th year going to Luxembourg. So why should I stop doing that just because I started working in this company and they think that I need to work every damn day in December? So they basically declined my vacation in December already. And when I applied for the position, the agreement was that as long as I requested in very good time, it was not a problem getting vacation. And also, if I didn't have the vacation days, I could take the days off unpaid. Now that's apparently a problem 2.5 years later. So I am probably going to quit my job in the end of November or find something else before then. That's basically my current employment situation. So yeah, just for a short, quick. Oh yeah, okay. Do you need to do something with Nightbot settings? I thought I had fixed him from last time. I'm just checking up. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Hello, Stephanie. I'm sorry about getting spammed out about Nightbot. I didn't think. It does say spam protection. Access modes should be disabled, so it shouldn't actually do that. Or access symbols. That might be it then. Let's disable that one too. Maybe it's fixed, I guess. Yes, Susan found my emoji. I found it very fitting. It was a Danish and a Dutch flag because I am Danish native, as we talked about my accent. But I live in the Netherlands, so it kind of seems suitable, right? Thank you, Jen, for sharing me out. Much appreciated. Thummies and subs is what I need, basically. And then life will be complete, wouldn't it? So, yeah, so basically I might not have a job at the end of November. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. But until then, I am going to keep doing what I'm doing. Keep crocheting. Hopefully hit 1,000 members. Might have to worry less about getting a job. I don't know. But that's kind of the situation right now, that work-wise is a bit trickier because, yeah, you know, I said, well, then I might need to look for another job. And then basically my boss's boss said, okay, then she can go look for another job. So, yeah, he doesn't care, which is totally ridiculous because training a new employee to do what I do will cost them way much more than just giving me a fucking week of vacation. Sorry. Enough ranting. That's just my situation right now. So I'm a little bit mixed emotions. But at the same time, I guess I'm okay. I was aware it was probably not going to be the life and solution, and I would be keeping working in this position until my retirement because I still have many years to go. That's just how it is. So I have been, thank you, Susan. I have been working, due to that meeting, I've been working on my poncho. So I'm quite happy about that. There will obviously be an update on that Friday as well in my yarn talk, but this is kind of where we are at. So, and this is how much I have left of the cake. Let's see. I still need to get used to mirroring myself in this webcam. I do apologize for that as well. And this is where we're starting. So I have one more I need to add. So this is Jana Flowers Alpaca. It is the Inlines Poncho by Tentatoil. That's a Danish designer who has a pattern on Hobby. It's a Hobby paid pattern. Unless you have Hobby Plus, then you can get it as one of your free downloads. But yeah, so I'm going to work on this today. So I am going to put that in my crate and put it on the floor because that just crochets so much nicer. So that is my crochet project for the day. And then I also have another thing, which we can probably talk about if Linda might pop in, but she might first be later if she does come. Linda from the Disley Sisters, because that's something I want to do for their Mal make-along. But right now it's only 6:30 p.m. in the UK, so she might be busy with dinner. It's not to be seen, so just a moment. So right now, basically what's going on is that I am working along to increase the length here. You can see I'm what the stitch marker is. So it's basically, there is already a gap here. Oh, here, as you can see. That's where your head goes in. And what happens is that, just a moment. Hey, Amanda, welcome in. Nice to have you with us as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish adding the rest of the cake to this. It's not gonna be long enough. Then I need to add like 22 rows on top here to create like a cowl thing. And I will drop a link to the pattern in a minute. And I do that from the outside. And then I will continue from the inside to finish the length of the poncho to its final length. The alpaca flowers is very much like Hobby's Flowers Wheel Alpaca, Wheel of Alpaca. Let me find the pattern for you guys, because that's so fair that you can actually see what I'm working on. I do believe I have it on my list here, so give me a minute. The pattern I am using and working on is this pattern. And the pattern is a set made with the alpaca, Wheel of Alpaca in the Arctic shade colorway, but the exact same colorway they have also from Jana's alpaca flowers alpaca, this way around. Jana alpaca flowers, they have the exact same colorway. So yeah, it's gorgeous. Except, so the difference is this yarn, which is basically the exact same as they have from Hobby. This yarn is only half the price per cake. It's cheaper even when Hobby's Wheel of Alpaca is on sale. So, and it's the same yarn. So yeah, sorry Hobby. I do have a job, but I might soon not have. So I need to be a bit mindful about my finances the coming time. And I have a phone that's dying as well. So everything kind of comes in multitudes. That's the law of some dude, right? So let's see, let's catch up. And yes, Susan, it's worked in the round. And I see that Michelle is working on a houndstooth beanie. Yes, nice. If anyone have any suggestions for a nice beanie worked with worsted weight yarn, it's a bit of a roving worsted weight. It's with the Gazelle unicorns, so I have one skein I want to make a beanie of. Maybe a Bago Day pattern. If anyone has any suggestions, I'm happy to hear, but that is for a future project. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I do hope Minimi is well, and that you are well as well, and that your meeting today went well as well. You can tell me that later if you want to. Yeah, so Jen is knitting a man's beanie, have many projects going. I should actually probably find something to charge. No, too late. So yeah, beanies. And Tank started a new derailed shawl and scarfie. Nice. And yes, thummies would be really, really nice. I do see we have more thummies than watches right now. So that's wonderful. Question for veteran crocheters. Who decided to bring back zigzag or chevron blankets? I made a bunch about 10 to 15 years ago. Good question. I've done a chevron too, or chevron alike, I think.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Oh, and I do apologize. I have apparently a speaker that's saying that it doesn't understand what I'm saying. So, I'm afraid I can't answer. I guess people just got really interested and liked the pattern. Again, it's like fashion, right? You have this whole period where everybody's going around in those trumpet trousers, and then suddenly it has to be slim fit and skinny fit. And then eventually they go back to wide legs or flared legs. So I guess it's similar. There was also a whole period where plateau shoes were in. Like, I remember in my teenagers going to school in shoes with like this much sole under them, so I could be 5 centimeters taller. Not that it was important, but it was a fashion. So I guess it's kind of the same. Like it's just like it comes in waves. Oh, so Tag really likes Amanda. So Amanda has a new pattern. Amanda from Scraptastic Crochet. As if I'm not sure if it's free for purchase yet, but I do know Amanda. I do believe she's planning on selling them. So yeah. Once those are for sale, I will happily share that on my channel as well. But she makes some really, really nice out of her head patterns. So that's cool. We're talking about losing high top chatters in Amanda's latest live. Hey Diana, welcome to the live. Nice to have you in here. Jen is using a 4-weight Bernard Premier gifted by Mrs. Cottage. Don't tell her. Okay. Let's not tell anyone. Yeah, exactly. I bought some trousers last autumn, and they were like flared, almost trumpet styled. I was personally one of those that really enjoyed the flared legs fashion, because I would say I'm not skinny. I'm not thick or overweight, or well, yeah, I have a few kilos too many, but my bones are pretty solid. Like I have pretty thick bones. So like there is not much room here. There's not much fat here, but I do really have solid bones. So that means that these skinny fit trousers, they really fit me poorly. And when you are, for example, when you're going to big multi-sport events, sometimes you get, there's a company that's sponsoring all the clothes. And I had one where they had to make me made-to-measure pants and trousers. I don't know if you in America know the brand Vero Moda. I know that, I'm sure Amanda knows it because it is a Danish brand. But basically it's a big fashion brand, and they ended up tailor making trousers for me because I couldn't fit their skinny fit, whatever that was the fashion at the time. So I had to take measurements. They called me and I had to take measurements. And I set them up, and they said, "Oh, we understand why you don't fit these." And I'm like, "Yeah, they don't fit because basically when I get a size that I can get over my hips and rear, then in my waist I have like so much material too much, so they don't fit me nicely in the waist. But I need them that size because I just simply can't get them to pass my hips." Or they're just too tight around my legs that they're not sitting comfortable. So basically they told me, the designer and the tailor, they were like, "Yeah, but you have 3 different trouser sizes. You like, so depending on where on the trousers, you just have a different size." And I'm like, I didn't have the idea that I was so not standard, but compared to slim fit trousers, obviously I'm not the perfect type for them. So I really, those more baggy and flared trousers were really more my style, and I was really sad when they started to fade out of fashion back in around year 2008, 9, 10ish or so, and then we went into the more slim fit styled. Diana is making a Stars by 8 baby blanket, and she's wondering if she should make a square or not. Star shaped. Ha! Right, sorry. I was like, I can't read. Star shaped baby blanket, and she's wondering if she should make it a square or not. I guess it depends. I think stars are nice and unique. I once want to make a blanket shaped as a star, and I have colors in green and red, and I want to make it for the Christmas tree to stand on top of. But, well, that's probably not happening this year, but I have the yarn for it. I would probably not be the only one having that issue. A 10 has a star someone sent her, plus some yarn to fill it in. Right, Michelle. So you know how many people think, oh, yarn craft is so cool. When the world goes to heck, we will be the new fashion home decor designers. Yes, yes, probably we will. I'm going through some of my things and I need to clear it out. And I did create an account on Etsy, and I have a few things that I might actually contemplate to sell on Etsy. Just because it's either things I won't use or likely won't have the opportunity to give away within a reasonable time. And I could use a little bit of cash change because, well, we just talked about it. There's a chance that I might not have a job at the end of the year. Depends on what happens. What is happening is that I am probably slowly going to be more open about opportunities for a job or reschool or whatever. On the other hand, I probably wouldn't mind being unemployed for a year or so because I would have plenty of time to focus on creating content for you guys and tutorials and so on. That could be fun. And I would have time to just breathe for a bit, and that would also be quite nice. I'm quite sure my body would enjoy just a couple of months with a bit less to do. So yeah, I'm right now just crocheting along here. And I hope you guys are crocheting on your projects. Or if you are at work, I hope you have time to just enjoy and relax for a bit. And don't forget to hydrate. What's in your glass if you have anything next to you? Water and coffee. Clever. When I'm done with the cider, I'm on tea. My favorite mug. It's not gone. It's still here. Lucosade and water. What is lucosade? I might have to Google that because I've never heard of it before. Sounds like some of lemonade, maybe? I guess. Dr. Pepper's. I should have found that for the... Susan is drinking water and she's working on a couple of wrist warmers in the round on DP&S. Well, I am working on my poncho because I really would like to sprig on the second skein. So I know that I'm halfway. That's like a little dream of mine, but I have so many other things I need to do. And I had the poll. It's still kind of, I guess it's still technically running. Fizzy Health Kit kind of drink also. It's like an energy drink. Yeah, okay, I get it. So it's not Powerade, but I guess I could compare it to Powerade or Red Bulls or something like that. We sometimes have that. So the thing is, I speak 3 languages fluently. Almost, I wouldn't say 4. My German is not fluent, but I speak well enough German to definitely make me understandable. So I speak fluent Danish, I speak fluent English, and I speak fluent Dutch. Hello, Rocking Amma Creations. Welcome to the chat and to this live. I do hope you want to hang around with your crochet or knitting projects. For me, I am working on my poncho. And this is just right now very straightforward. It's front post double crochet, back post double crochet, front post double crochet, back post double crochet. So it's very repetitive all the way until the tip here. see if I can, all the way to the tip. At the tip, I work into normal double crochets in the gap, chain 2 and work into double crochets in the gap, and then I continue with front post, double crochet, back post. So it's very, yeah, you don't need to think much, you just do it. It's my perfect Khan TV project. Until I get a new project, I guess, for that. But it's quite nice for it. It evidently doesn't help the brain, yeah. So, but what I wanted to say with speaking these languages fluently is that sometimes I just forget a word in one language, but sometimes I can it in the other language, and then I just forgot the translation for it. But yeah, so I speak quite a bit. And yes, energy drinks can be dangerous, especially if you drink too many of them. Not done them a lot. Oh, sweet. So Rocking Emma is currently working on the cowl from Joanne. I assume that's Joanne, the yarn addict we're talking about. He is quite a happy guy, isn't he? At least I really enjoy the fact that he's always happy, or he seems always happy. And that's, again, a thing right here on the internet, that we sometimes can appear to be happier than we maybe in fact are. I've been through all sorts of things in life, but generally I feel a lot happier than I were a few years ago, maybe. Yeah, I'm good, generally. And I'm also not afraid of saying when I'm not so good. But he seems like a really happy guy the times I've seen his videos. And then I guess that's including a blanket. Michelle lives on the wild side. Planning meals with your mom. Okay, what's up for dinner? Or is it not anytime soon meal? I had what is it called? I had an omelette for dinner together with some spring rolls. Just a quick, nice, easy dinner because my dear partner in life had to go to a meeting tonight again, where he had to drive a far bit, so he wanted to leave early. And since I work until 6 p.m., it was like a quick dinner was needed to make sure he could leave on time. And omelettes are something that is really nice and quick to cook, so that's quickly to decide for the omelette. And I had some eggs kind of running out of date, so it was a great suggestion. Hello, Suzanne. Welcome to the live. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you here. So, I also have some new projects planned. And the yarns are in here. That's something we can talk about later as well if you want to. Michelle, my spring rolls, I actually purchased them like pre-made, so I just need to fry them on the pan. I could put them in the deep fryer, but I don't have one. I do have an air fryer, but I do feel when I put them in the air fryer that they don't get golden enough. So I actually sort of deep fry them just on a regular cooking pan. So Jen doesn't drink the energy drains for the brain, but for the taste. She drinks 0 sugar pink lemonade and they stopped orange ferret seed 2020 to change drinks. Yeah, oh, that sucks. That sounds like me and my tea. I often find a really good tea and then they stop making it. Yes, Michelle, I have an air fryer. I have a Philips XL air fryer in the corner of my kitchen. over there. And of course, it's a Philips air fryer because Philips is a Dutch company. And Philips is actually also the company that took production and patented the air fryer. So that's kind of the original air fryer. Yes, they also do that to yarn. So some of the cheap stores that I wouldn't say regularly visit, but visit from time to time, they, how can I say that best? What they do is that they have specific colors and they just get one big, huge batch of these colors and then they stop producing them and then they take a next, and they always have like a bit of choice of everything. So for me, that's really weird. But that means basically when you buy their yarn, you really need to make sure you have enough for your project. Oh, that sounds nice. So Jen is planning a meal with garlic bread starter, roast potatoes, and barbecue chicken. Oh, yum, yum. Are you doing the garlic bread with the garlic bread baked into the bread, or do you just have a garlic butter to it? I get all hungry again. I just have dinner. I just had dinner. I'm all hungry again. It's just... Oh, Tank is making meatloaf, baked potatoes, and salad. Hello, Dawn. Welcome to the live. Nice to see you. Right now, just hanging around, doing a bit of crocheting. Decided that would be really nice to hang around with you guys. So it's a frozen flatbread covered in garlic and cheese. That sounds good. That sounds really good. It sounds almost like Greek, like those Greek flatbread types. Yes, it's just past lunch. That's very true. It is still early, depending on where you are in the world, or very late. For me right now, it is 7 minutes before 8 in the evening. So it's almost 8 p.m. for me. I'm good, thank you, Dawn. You just missed my beginning ramble, which was that I might have to change. Well, I have probably to change job within the next half a year. End of November is kind of when I will be quitting. I either need to change project within the company so I can get my vacation in December that they declined, or I'll quit. Basically, that's how it is right now. Oh yes, garlic naan bread is also pretty delicious. I get all hungry for garlic bread now. Maybe I should make some this weekend. You're giving me ideas. Hello, Rita. Welcome to the live. Nice to have you with us. So, but I think I was about to say, so I had a poll for my members only. Yes, Dawn, on better and bigger things, definitely, always. I was prepared it wasn't going to be until the end of my life, though, so I guess that's okay. And I can go for a bit without having a job, though I might need to consider a little bit more how I'll do certain things. Yes. If you would like to have your channel dropped here, then Tank is happy to help you dropping your channel in here. So if you just type CC, then Tank will be an absolutely gorgeous moderator here and help drop your channel links. Let us know if you need watch hours, if you need members, or what you need. Personally, I need those subbies. So if you aren't subbed yet, please sub me. If you're one of those lurkers who's not subbed yet, do please subscribe. because I really could use the members to get to the magical 1,000. That is the goal. Could make life easier, especially my crochet life, because I can devote earnings to crocheting. And it's cold here as well. It's getting pretty cold. Like, it's going down to not negative but 0, so just before freezing. Susan asks me if I celebrate Valentine's Day. Actually, not really. I might get something from my partner, like a heart or piece of chocolate or something like that, but we don't really, in that sense, celebrate. I also, on Valentine's, have 2 physio appointments. I have a physio appointment in the morning to get shockwave treatment for my feet, because I am injured right now. So I have issues with my feet. So I basically, it gets really painful if I stand for more than 10 to 15 minutes, which is not very cool with my sport and everything else I do. So we're trying to solve it with shockwave treatment. And if the shockwave treatment is not going to work for me, then I will have to go to the hospital to get ultrasounds and local injections, which I kind of hope not for, because the doctor already told me at the hospital that that's medication, it will be really painful for you to get the injections. And because it's a double-sided inflammation I have under my feet, they will only do 1 foot at a time treatment kind of thing. So that's going to be like a long project to curve up. But it's an issue I've had for almost 14 months now. So my patient is kind of up. But yeah, no. So I have that in the morning on Valentine's Day, and then in the evening I have another physio appointment. But that's just my regular monthly. So in Dutch, I would say APK, which is basically the yearly check you have to give your car when it's above 4 years of age, to make sure it's reliable and run safely on the cars, etc., like it's maintained. So it's more like my monthly maintenance check. He's allowed to do manual therapy, so he's a bit like a chiropractor, so he cracks my back and stuff like that. Yes, inspection. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Jen works 2 seasonal jobs, and her next job starts on the 20th of February. So 3 jobs until the middle of April. So I have my full-time job, which is 40 hours a week. And then next to that, I do a bit of YouTube, even though I do not really, would far from saying making a living from this. It's barely covering the costs I have, not even. Expenses is definitely higher than the income. And then I do have a small company on the side where I make to measure earplugs for shooting spots. Congrats on your subs, Tank. You're not far behind me. So I was at 910 when we started this live. Would be cool if more has joined since. Going to head in to my overview. See if I missed any. Nah, 1 has left apparently. It's okay. It's not like, I'm not gonna stress about that. It happens when it has to happen, because that's how life is. Things happen for a reason, and it happens when it's bound to happen. And can't force anything, so it's just what it is. So yeah, please share me to your friends. I'd like some new. And if you need your link shared or anything like that, feel free to share it here so you can get some friends as well. Friends for friends, throw some yarn at each other. So Susan asked me what sport I did. Yes, you hear me talk a lot about it. I don't advertise it as such, but I am a former athlete. I've done shooting, so I've mainly shot air rifle, but I've also done small bore and full bore. I've traveled with it with the national team around the world, all over Europe. I've went to European Championships. I've gone to World Cups. I've gone to World Championships, open international competitions, and I've been at the Olympics. So I'm an Olympian. But yeah, it's not something I talk a lot about, but it's just a small fun fact. I call it mod for the body instead of the car. Yes, definitely. Like health check, but more like a health maintenance check. I wouldn't call it repair. It's more like maintenance, because as long as it keeps maintained, I generally have it better. But if I haven't visited my physio in like, let's say 3 or 4 months, where he has mentally manipulated my bones, like my spinal cord, my neck, my hips, etc., I start to get like really nasty headaches. So I've learned if I just visit once a month and I get this maintenance walkthrough of all my joints, I generally feel a lot better and fitter. Yeah, Tank has a couple of videos. Might do tutorials later. Well, I'd love to see them in case that happens. I would also like to think about what my next tutorial should be about. I am thinking. I do also have some yarn comparison videos that I really need to make. I just need to sit down and think what they should contain, because I do have some idea about yarn dupes. It's difficult to say which is the original yarn, but I definitely have the idea that there are some brands with the same yarn. So it's one big factory, many different sellers, different labels around the yarns, basically the same yarn. I love to see how people are subbing to each other. Wonderful. It makes me all nice and warm and fuzzy. No, Susanne, I wasn't in the military. This was as a private athlete. So I was just a sporter, basically, just doing top sport. But yeah, I've done everything more or less. There's only one match I've not competed in that's not on my CV, which I'm really sad about, and that's the European Games. So that's similar to, like, in America, you would have Pan American Games. So it's basically like the Olympics, but only for countries in Europe. That's the only big multi-sport event I haven't done. Everything else I've done. I've been there, I've tried it. Not done it well enough to medal, but I've definitely, for the time when I was good, been really good, and probably one of the best in my country for sure. Yeah. So I got a fair amount of medals and really enjoyed it, and I still enjoy it, but I struggle with it due to not being able to stand for long. So I haven't done much lately. So I hope to recover from my injury rather sooner than later. Patience is not a thing I'm known for. Hello, Jay. Welcome to the live. I'm sorry I'm a bit late. I'm just catching up. Welcome, Sarah, to the live. I see you now. Maybe you have been hiding, lurking. Jen had a few checks this past few months, including new vaccine, giving blood tests. Yesterday was bad. It was cervical smear, painful. It sounds nasty. My last one in 5 years' time. Hooray. Yes, I hope that you don't have to do that for a while. So, yeah, I did a lot of medical stuff in the autumn. Well, it was summer and autumn, like last year generally. The specialists, so I have an autoimmune disease, which I'm not bragging much about, but generally I feel generally, I wouldn't say I feel fit, but I could be a heck ton worse. So in the sense of, I feel okay. Like life can always be better, but trust me, I could be much worse off. So I'm not complaining in any way of measure or form. But what's more exhausting is basically all the appointments that's needed to make sure you stay in this feeling that, could be better, could be a lot worse. So when people are asking me, how are you doing? It's like, I'm doing pretty okay for the circumstances. And they found out last year that the meds I had weren't good enough. They weren't doing the job. So I had to get new meds. And before I could get them, I had to do a lot of tests to make sure that my body could handle it, and more stuff. So they kind of had to prepare my body for it. And I'm on these new meds now. And the latest news were that my body's handling it well. And the numbers are looking much better. So generally, it's good for me. So that's good. I can't say I feel a lot different than then. I don't have more energy. I wish I had, but I don't. But I'm actually doing okay for it. Oh, garlic time. Do share, please. At least feeling wise. Hello, Sally. Welcome to the live. Nice to have you with us. A few more poking in would be really nice. I have reached the top end here, which means I'm now going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets, and then we will continue with the front post, back post, which means that I've done probably like a good half side while we have been here on this live, chatting about life and yarn. I'm checking buttery garland bread recipe. That looks really nice. Well, I am going to save this in my bookmarks, and I'm going to have a look at it and recalculate. Yes, Dawn, that's the thing. I'm in great company. I'm fine. I actually spoke with my so I had a meeting today, which I told earlier for some of you guys that's aware of that. I'm not getting fired, but it's more because I can't get the vacation I want. Like they put down a requirement that the last 5 weeks of the year you can't take vacation. And actually they're not really, well, they're in position they can do that, but I don't think it's fine or right or whatever. So that's why I want to change. But during this meeting, I did talk with him because he's aware that I have an autoimmune disease and I'm still working 40 hours a week. And when he heard, he was like, oh, he feared that I was going to be like one of my colleagues. I was going to do like a lot of unscheduled breaks and not really putting my effort. And he's like, Stine, I have to admit, while you might sometimes take a few extra breaks, quote here, my bladder isn't that big. Not as big as Amanda's. If she's watching this one right now, she will laugh. But I generally have to go to the toilet a few more times than the average person because, well, I don't know. I'd rather just go to the toilet if I feel need to pee than sitting and trying to hold it for my next break. So I do that. And sometimes my intestines go a bit funky. I do not have Crohn's disease, but it can act up a bit, especially if I get spicy food, which is really sad. But generally it's okay. It's like periods, but he was like, I'm pretty impressed that you're not, and you're actually pulling more than your weight, and you're a really good employee. And like, he had a lot of positive things to say because, you know, he thought it was going to be worse. So that's really nice. And yet, even that, he's not the one that's deciding I can't have vacation. He would give it to me in a heartbeat. It's his boss that's the issue. He's the one that's the issue. So yeah, I need to find either another project within the company I can work on that will allow me vacation, or I need to find a complete new job because I am tired of this. This year or last year, I'm going to tell you what they did last year. So last year I asked for the vacation and it was approved, and then of course the event changed dates, but I still got it approved, which was really nice. Then when it came to Christmas, normally we never worked on Christmas holidays ever. Like, we always been told that the people employed in the Netherlands, that department were too expensive to work over Christmas, so we are automatically off. where those were working on the Romanian side, they're cheaper. So like about half as cheap as we are, or price-wise, they probably get paid half. So they have to do those days, and they get compensation days. So I had booked traveling accommodation to travel home from Denmark to the Netherlands with ferry and everything for the 26th of December. Then 5 weeks before Christmas, I get the schedule, and I was scheduled to work on the 26th of December. So I told my boss it's not happening. And they ended up finding a solution for it. But I was like, I'm either sick or I'm quitting or whatever you want to do, but I'm not going to work then because I have everything scheduled. Or if you want me to work, you have to cover the ferry tickets for me to travel home a day earlier to actually be able to be at work. They fixed it, so I ended up not having to work on that date. But, it's just sometimes the things they're doing is really annoying me. So just catching up. Susan is asking me if my European yarn sellers send you daily advertising emails. Some of them do. And some of them, one of them is I'm even debating if I should unsubscribe to, because they had something I wanted and then I never managed to order. And then, I think they're spamming me kind of with things that I'm not really related to something I think I need. I do believe it's the Knitting Network. It's a UK yarn seller. I wouldn't say they do daily, but sometimes daily, sometimes weekly. Kind of depend on the company. I am trying to buy this yarn. That is a project of mine, though it is very difficult. And I do have some yarn hauls coming up, but I want to say that these yarn hauls coming up are yarn hauls where I purchased the yarn before planning on sorting my stash and trying to limit myself from it. If you have one autoimmune issue, So I have. I basically have my autoimmune disease is something that can cause multiple issues. And there's this whole checklist. And in the beginning, I only had issues with inflammation in my eyes. That was before they realized that the rest of my body has like a permanent, constant issue. It was actually due to the inflammation of my eyes that we found out about my body, and I started getting treatment for that. Though since I started getting treatment for the general autoimmune issues, I stopped getting inflammations in my eyes, in my iris, which is really awesome. So that's kind of really nice, because when I had the inflammation in my iris, I would be able to see nothing on one eye for like 6 to 8 weeks. So that was really that's been a blessing. But since I've known what the issue is, basically I have this whole list of possible effects or possible illnesses that you can get if you have this. And it's more like a bucket list, because I think I've checked out 4 or 5 out of, I don't know, 2/3 definitely I'm at right now. So not too happy about that. But so when I get something new, the first thing is I basically look up this list and I'm like, check, bucket list done. Kind of sad, but that's what it is. Jen says you used to buy naan bread, but they become more expensive than our garlic bread in our store. I can imagine, but every prices are going up everywhere. That's kind of my main worry about maybe go unemployed for a while to figure out what I want to do, is the fact that I need to pay for food still. And the prices is a lot more expensive than before I started working. So the question is, how big of that buffer do I actually have? If that makes sense. Susan just said she missed the second last step going downstairs. Hurts ended up hitting my back on the wall, bruised it up nicely. Oh, that. Ouch. I'm sorry, Diana, to hear that. I am still live. Unsure how long I will be live today. My partner is away for a meeting. And I think he might just have arrived right now, and he's probably going to be busy there for at least an hour or two, and then he has an hour drive back. So we could be here for a bit if you guys want to. Again, it is early. Not many popping in yet. More welcome. Again, we are working on the poncho here. And I started going back as we are working in the round. So this is where we are, for those curious. I should actually just share a bit with you what I'm going to share tomorrow as well in a minute. Sally's going to be right back, going to feed the birds. When you're back, if you haven't heard this, I'd like to know what birds you have. So Jen has low immune and top it off with self-injections weekly, bronchitis, borderline, enlarged spleen. There are my main 3 health areas. So the medications I'm taking is medications that's actually disabling a part of my immune system to disable the part that's defect. So a part of my immune system is defect. It creates a different type of protein, and my body reacts on those proteins by thinking it's a foreign subject. So basically, my white blood cells are constantly attacking these proteins, and that causes inflammation in my body. So I'm chronically inflamed, even though I look healthy. What the effect of this is fundamentally that I have days where I'm really, really tired and just feel like sleeping all day. But I can't, because obviously life goes on. And that is why that I told my boss that I need, for example, my breaks during the workday split out. So it's not like they wanted me to have lunch at like very early. So like I would work an hour and a half or 2 hours or something like that on then my lunch break. And then I would have like 2 smaller breaks for the rest of the day. And I'm like, that's not happening. Like within the time schedules, it's not going to work for me because of I need my breaks to split out my energy so I can like kind of recoup and do another 2 hours of work. And he's okay with that, so he's kind of understanding. And that's really nice. It's just my direct boss's bosses is the problem issue. Tax says, oh, let's see. Can you not work from your phone? Good question. So Tank has an enlarged spleen. It's more noticeable after I've had a few biceps presses on my tummy and I have to stop eating to finish a bite here or there. That sounds painful. Yeah, well, it's always good to have health checks, right? Like to make sure everything's on top, because when you do get sick, I'd rather have it quickly found. So my autoimmune disease is something I know some people, they're going with it for years without actually getting a real diagnosis, where mine was reasonably fast. And due to that, I've been into treatment quicker. So I might get better away with it, basically. So Jay is asking what my favorite weight of yarn is to work with. Probably lightweight, like a 2-weight, even though this is more like a 3-weight. 2 and 3 weights is a good guess. I do enjoy the thinner yarns for sure, for shawls. So shawl making is something I really do enjoy. So yeah, that's basically what I enjoy. And some of the yarns I'm playing here, they are also quite thin yarns. Lace weight, some of them, I guess. Well, they are fussy, so probably more like a 2-weight. And then I have some cottons, 2-weight cottons, which I have planned for a shawl. And yes, having an understanding boss makes all the difference. So my direct team lead, he's very understanding. My team lead's boss, he's the guy that's being like, so at the Amsterdam department, we lost an employee and they weren't going to rehire. And suddenly they're rehiring in the Romanian department. So I have the feeling that our department might be fully shut down. Who knows? I guess we will see. Many things is happening in the upcoming months. Let's see. That's wonderful. So Jen says basically she left her last job after 11 years because they turned their noses up at sick people. So she changed to a job that suits her. So I'm happy to hear that you've got a job that suits you. That's so important. It's really important. And the thing is, I'm okay with my job. I don't hate what I'm doing. I'm actually quite okay with what I'm doing. Mostly I even enjoy my job, but not the current working conditions offered to me, such as I can't get vacation in December. So I'm just mentally preparing myself for getting a new job. I haven't completely decided what I want to do yet. That is for the future to decide. Yeah, so Tang says she's still able to get too much weight, even though that sometimes she's challenged by eating due to the spleen. Yeah. I suffer from COVID kilos. I do definitely not have the size that I used to have when I was an athlete. Let's just keep it at that. I officially retired from top sports in around 2016. But I've still been doing hobby-wise because I can't completely leave it. But yeah, I'm not as fit as I used to be. So, and I need to do something about that. So that would probably also be a thing. Like if I would go unemployed for a while, I would probably actually just take the time to use that to get in shape. Also looking forward for that it's getting warmer weather and more light outside, because then I would probably start walking some rounds in the evening as well. But right now, when I get out of work, it's dark outside. So I always need to have like lights and everything on if I would like to take a walk in the evening after work. And yes, no vacation in December is crazy. Hello, Noreen. Nice to have you in here. Yes, I did, Sarah. I called my excess weight COVID kilos. And the reason for this is basically that the excess weight I have gained, I've all gained during, like, from lockdown started in May. We had lockdown from, I do believe it was 13th or 15th of March 2020. And ever since then until now, that's 4 years, that's when I gained those kilos. So yes, I call them COVID kilos because they all came during COVID. And the job I have is something where I need to sit still. So I sit, my daily job I need to sit down for. So I don't move as much as I used to either. So it's kind of a combination, I guess. But because they all came in the COVID period, I call them COVID kilos. I did gain a couple of kilos past year. That's my own fault. But I am working on decreasing them again. That is something I need to focus on. That will also probably help my feet because that would decrease the weight I will need to carry. And it's not like I'm fat. I just do have a bit of excess weight. Hello, Frosted Broccoli. Nice to have you. FBI is in the house. Don't forget the thummies for those that are still here and lurking. So Noreen is repairing a sweater as she's watching. So Noreen, I hope it's an easy repair you have laying in front of you. That would be nice. Maybe I should just shortly stop here and find my upcoming project. I just need a short break as well. So we're probably like, I don't know, done half a round total. It's increasing quite quickly. So Tang says she went from an all our country girl fishing, hunting, farm work to nothing in bed for a year. I'm doing more now than the last 5 years. Oh, wow. That sounds rough. Hey, Brett. So, frosted broccoli spread. I have just learned that based on how people are replying to one another. Lovely. Has anyone mastered needlecraft while walking on the treadmill instead of sitting down? I haven't tried, but I do have a fitness bike, and I have been debating on trying to see if I can crochet on it. I should, but right now my fitness bike is covered in yarn. Which is another reason for me to sort my yarn. It's a project I have. I already semi-sorted some, but I need to sort more. So we are having a Short My Stash series coming up in March, which reminds me I really need to get started on recording some of those videos for you guys, so you can see my stash and sort through, because the last 2 years has really bitten me on a lot of yarns. Hello, Michelle D. Welcome in the house. Welcome in the house. Just catching up here. So Sarah thinks she's about my age. Probably. I don't know how old you are, Sarah. And she's not too far from my size, so she gets it. So I do have heavy bones, and right now I am probably a size XL normally, and that would be a US size L. I'm used to that. So European size XL. I'm normally more like a size between medium and L. So that's kind of what happened in those 4 years. It's that I've gone up about a size, maybe a size and a half. That sucks, by the way. Tag says the last COVID hospitalized her with a double pneumonia, COVID pneumonia. Oh, that's rough. So I had COVID in 2022, around the same time when I started crocheting, actually, in fact. And when I had COVID that week, I was really, really sick. I was really down. I did not get hospitalized, luckily, but I was sick for a week in bed, and I coughed a lot. And my condition has basically also gone since. It's taken me a while just to be able to walk down the street. Sarah tells me she's 38. Then we are indeed very close, because I would be just 1 year older than you. I'm 39. Age January, so I have a whole year to go almost, being 39. So there's a little bit time before I'm upgrading to version 4.0. And yes, wouldn't it be awesome if you could get your thread mill to help you wind up yarns. Let's talk a little bit about what's in this. So it's just a nice bag where I have some yarns in. I have 2 yarns in. So my community tab for my members had a poll running with 3 options for future work in progress, so projects. You're welcome, Sarah. Feel free to use version 4.0, but I need to call it something, because 40 sounds really ugly to me. But again, when I was 29, I was going to be 30. That sounded really ugly as well. So 4.0 sounds much better. It sounds less old. And it's not that it's old, right? Because we're only less than halfway through life. So, hey. So I had a poll for my members, and I posted 3 projects that I wanted to start on and which to start on first. The problem is right now, 2 of them are tied unless somebody made a vote since last. Which could be, definitely. Yes, there is an extra vote. So I think it's kind of decided, but I can tell you a bit about both projects, actually. So it's either going to be a sweater, the Firefly sweater, which is a hobby pattern, or it's going to be the Jasmine T-shawl, which is a pattern by Teapot Atelier, which is also, you can get from Hobby. I got it as a Hobby Plus pattern. Tag says she's had COVID 4 times now. Damn. Wow. I had it once, and I don't wish anyone to ever have it, and I don't want it again. Like, really, even your worst enemy shouldn't have it. Jen says she was hospitalized for 5 days due to COVID and 3 days with pneumonia, a year apart. Yeah, damn. Susan just voted, so maybe she's the one that puts on for the T-shawl. That could be the case. Let's see. Oh no, we have one for the scarf now. But still, the T-shawl is still on the win. It's still closed. So I have a bag ready for the Denmark scarf, which is something I really want to make eventually. So that's probably going to go on the list after all this. But right now, it's probably going to be the T-shawl that's winning. And then the sweater. So I'm probably starting the T-shawl and then the sweater and then eventually the scarf, which is more like an infinity scarf sort. The lightweight project for the spring. Yes. So that would be the T-shawl, basically. So anyhow, I have found the yarns that I'm using for it. I will take them out of the bag. Oh, we have to go here. These are the blue and green shades. But also just quickly, shortly, to say that the sweater, the fly sweater, is with these yarns. So they're like some really thin yarns, as you can see. And I will double it up by holding 2 strands. So one of each, I will hold them together so it becomes a bit more like teal. Really nice and soft. Acrylics, polyamide yarns. They seem a bit like mohair wool, but they're not. They're 100%, not 100%. They're like 78, I think it was, acrylic, and 22 or something like that, polyamide. And I'll hold these together using a 4.5mm crochet hook to make a sweater. I have like plenty of them to make a sweater. So that's kind of the idea. But that's for the fly sweater. So that's a future project. But I was watching Disney Sisters, so Linda Jones live Monday. I think she was live Monday, or was it yesterday? Might have been yesterday. No, I'm in doubt. Anyhow, this week I watched it, and she was talking about the mall she just started on February 1st. She has rules for it, and you can even win some prizes. I'm just doing it because I have never done a mall before, mall as in make along. So I decided I'm going to do it because it's a shawl, and I like shawls, and why not? And the video with the rules I'm just posting here in the channel for those interested. You can check that out later if you would like to participate. You don't need to start on February 1st. You don't need to be finished before it ends. It goes from February 1st until April 30th. They explain the rules, her and her sister June. So Linda and her sister June explains the rules in the video. And you can win some really nice items. And you just basically have to knit or crochet a shawl. So that's a perfect thing for me to participate in, to see if I actually enjoy that. So for the Jasmine T-shawl, which is also a Hobie pattern, I'm just gonna find it. You could obviously, I could do it with the original colors. When I bought the yarn, those colors were sold out. I do actually like the colorways matched and chosen by Red Teapot Atelier. I have to say that looks really gorgeous, but I have chosen some different colors because they were sold out, and I like to do something more unique. So I'm quite sure that I can announce that is going to be my mal with her. So I have here 9 yarns, and we can take them out so we can just have a look at them. It's the Hobby Friends cotton, Hobby Friends 8/4 cotton. And I will start by using this lovely blue. It's a colorway 83, so that will be the first color of the whole T-shawl. I'm just going to find the colorways here of the Hobby Friends so I can tell you the color names. 83 is the one that's called lapis blue. Lapis blue. So that's lapis blue. That's the one I will start with, the first round. Then I will change to this one, which is 84. It's a bit lighter, as you can see. 84 is the one named French blue. So from lapis blue to French blue. And then we are going to this one, I think, if I can, yeah, this one, which is even lighter. So as you can see, we go lighter. And this one is the colorway 77. 77 is Arctic blue. And then we kind of sort of get a quick, more like a flash color feeling because it's brighter. And this is a colorway 90. And the colorway 90 is the one they call Capri blue. So let's see if I can do this nicely. It would be the first 4. And then we change to the more mint green. This is like a real mint green. Minty green one. It's a colorway 100. So let's see what they're calling that one. 100 is pastel green. Yeah, I would say that. Pastel green works. So that will be following. I will put photo up on Instagram and so on for it as well. And then I will continue with this one, which is a colorway 94. 94 is named turquoise. So pastel green to turquoise. Then we are going into the really greens. This is like a really gorgeous green, by the way. At least I think so. It's 103. 103 is the one they call parakeet. Then I get into 105, which is emerald. So that will be the greens. Just to compare to the turquoise. And then I have one green left, which is the very end and outer edge, and that's this very dark green. I do believe it's 112. I think that's the one they call bottle green. Let me just check. Yeah, bottle green is the last one I have. So that's all the colors that I'm going to use to make this shawl with. And they're all cotton friends, 84, 100% cotton. They are 50 grams, so 1.75 ounces to 160 meters of yarn. So that is 174 yards. They are classified as a 1 weight. I would probably call them closer to 2 weight though, but they say 1 weight from Hobby. And they recommend 3 to 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. I enjoy making projects with hook sizes between 3 millimeters to 4.5 mostly, but I don't mind. So I'm using a 5 millimeter for the poncho, which is also pretty okay actually. That said, I've also come to learn that I enjoy making some of the fluffy amigurumis with like yarns like Honey Bunny. So that's like a bulky 5, I think. I want to make the snuggle fan. I do have some, which I could make one in light green and in light blue. Not light green, light pink and light blue. That would be really nice. So, yes, Jasmine T-shawl is what I'm going to be starting on. Talking about that on my Wednesday, my Friday's yarn talk. We will get started on that. I do believe I probably might finish actually before that, but we'll see. Sarah loves the colors. Tag loves the blues. Jen says very pretty shawl, but not making more this year. Sounds like you already made many, Jen. Tang already made 4 shawls this year. Tag uses a 4 millimeter crochet hook. Then I feel I'm using really small hooks suddenly, right? So this is my 5mm soft touch from Clover. I've found that I really use a lot of Clover hooks. So I like the length of the scarves of the prim hooks, but I like the Clover hats here more because they're more smooth. The yarn really slides nicely on these. So I'm just gonna start continuing again, but I did clever. I actually wrote down the colorways of, I should have put that into the bag. I wrote down the colorways of when they are gonna come for when I'm making the shawl, so I wouldn't get lost. Yes, don't forget the thummies. I very much appreciate the thummies, and thank you for anyone that's still lurking and hanging around. It's such a pleasure to share some time with you guys. Absolutely. And yesterday's was absolutely generous as well, with some new members joining. So we both had new subbies yesterday, and we had new memberships of my channel, which was, some was really generously made. So trust me, I really appreciate you all. So I just want to say that I really appreciate you all. You are definitely making a difference in life. So that's wonderful. Hey, Miss Debbie, welcome to the live. Gianna says she had the TV on while she went around the blanket in single crochet. Yeah, good border is nice, right? For me, it's just double crochets, except it's front post, back post, double crochets, but that's the only thing I'm doing today. I've been doing for most of the day. And then, of course, I also have my mosaic crochet pattern. I do only mosaic for a blanket, which is absolutely super gorgeous. It's by Anke Wintermans, and it's named Fleur. But that is a project that I will be happy if I even manage to finish it this year. I'm not expecting it to. But yeah, definitely. So, what do you prefer making? Shawls, hats, sweaters, garments, baby blankets, mosaic crochet, baby garments, socks? I don't know. Did I say socks once? So what kind of projects do you prefer making? I'm the type that really makes everything. So, which you might have noticed those following me, I don't have a specific thing. I'm not only doing amigurumis or only doing punches or only doing that. I really do everything. I do what I feel like doing. That's what I like about this. You can do so many things. You don't need to be tied to anything specific. So Tank says she prefers making punch-on shawls and then cardigans. Miss Debbie says, prefer making shawls and sweaters. Michelle says, garments are my favorite. And then king-size blankets. Those are huge blankets, really huge. So Michelle, would you do them with like granny squares, or are you doing more like temperature style, like just double crochets, or are you doing like a specific pattern type, or are you doing mosaic, or what are you doing for blankets when you make blankets? I also said in one of my yarn talk videos that I wanted to turn this sweater, well, not this sweater, this poncho into a sweater, because when it's sized on the sideway, let me just actually take it on to see if I can show you. Well, maybe not with my shawl underneath. Of course, and I'm also having a cardigan on top, so it's not this direction. It's not the best. But that's kind of how we are looking right now. And I said that, you know, due to how it is here, it could be really nice just to like cover the edges here and then start somehow turning this into a sweater instead. Which actually could be an idea that I might end up working with eventually, but with a different yarn. Because I won't have enough to complete a sweater with this, I think. A swan show, so that's like a sweater poncho in one. Yeah, that could be really pretty. I'm very sure. So, but I'm definitely on for the challenge to try to make this sort of pattern into more like sweater swan show like thing. Right now, I'm just gonna make the poncho because I like the poncho as well. I could also probably, I would have to do it this way around because that is where I have the yarn. And that's how it kind of would look if you would wear it with the pointy tips, front and back. And then as said, here we'll crochet like a cowl that comes to like here. So it will add like this piece of cowl around it that can be folded. So you get some extra warmth. But yeah, so it's really starting to look like something, which makes me really happy. The progress is doing good. I started on this when I was home for Christmas. And I've been working on it mainly when I've been in the car or watching TV. And then when I've been doing some lives, because it's a good mindless project to work straight on back and forth. Jen prefers to make beanies, then amigurumi, and then anything for challenges. Yeah, well, I'll always take on a challenge. I guess that's why I keep trying to do those drop patterns. That's at least what I assume. So Sarah enjoys everything, she says. Knit, crochet, sweaters, cardigans, ponchos, shawls, amigurumi, blankets, throws, baby and kids tops, purses, headbands, hats, cowls, scarves, Xmas stockings, but I didn't like socks. I'm not a big sock knitter either. That's why I get my mom to make mine, because she is awesome at knitting. Michelle tells us here she was any stitch blanket because she can't read patterns. Yeah. For me, I guess I can do both. I can do both diagrams and patterns, with exception for some drops patterns, but that's because I'm told they are really poorly written. Jen says she made socks all throughout 2022, but not many in 23. But she likes knitting them if she doesn't have to change yarn. Yeah, so no yarn color. Like you need variegated yarn that changes automatically, like creates its own pattern maybe. Like the silly socks from Hobby. Sarah's mom is a mittens expert. She even felts mittens. Wow. My grandmother used to make me mittens. I remember in the winter, you know, like every half an hour you would run in and take a new pair of mittens because you played in the snow and they would soak up. And then you just run in and take a new pair and the old pair would like lay on the heater and dry up. That's what I remember from when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. Debbie never made socks. It looks very complicated. I've crocheted a pair of socks. And it was a challenge, but I think mainly because it's some thinner yarns. I prefer the feeling of knitted socks rather than crocheted socks, but I actually do like how they turned out. In the beginning, the socks I crocheted were too big. And that really annoyed me because obviously I'd spent quite some time creating them. And then I decided to try wash them, and I tested them on after the wash, They were still too big. And then I decided, I took the gamble and I threw them in the dryer, and I knew they would shrink. I just didn't know how much they would shrink. So they went into the dryer, and I took them out, and they fit perfect. Don't ask me how. It was more luck than knowledge. Yes, a quite fun memory. Absolutely. That's some of the memories I do have. All the knitted gloves. I really miss those times. And I lost my grandmother when I was 12 and a half to cancer, to breast cancer. And she really meant everything to me. She was really the best of the best. She made the best buns. She made the best food in general. She was just a good granny. Yeah. So I definitely, yeah, I was pretty devastated when she passed. Michelle says, when she lived in South Dakota, that's what they did with their mittens. Well, yeah, I guess you can relate then. Jen tried socks, but didn't work. Have yet to find the right pattern. For crochet or knitting, Jen? For crochet or knitting? I did get a book for crocheting socks. I might have to look into it to try it out eventually again. But right now, that's not my priority. I have a few other things I need to do. Actually, I have many things I need to do. I have too little time. But I'm sure that's a familiar thing for you guys as well. I'm not the only one with limited time. Crochet. Okay. I made, but that's with thin yarn. So it depends on what weight yarn would you use. Like, would you use a 2-weight or a thicker yarn? I'm just trying to see if I can maybe find them. Accessories, maybe. No. Socks. Crochet. So they have lots of suggestions for patterns on drops. I warn you, read the pattern through before you decide making it to make sure you maybe understand it, but I will share a quick search. This is for socks and slippers crocheted with different sizes of yarn. So maybe there's something in between. Maybe there's something in between. Spring made her crazy socks and crochet. There is a link to YouTube. I might have to watch that one later. Sorry, I still had audio on. I will have to turn off audio. I do apologize for any echo you just experienced shortly. I am going to mark this one and watch it later. Thank you for sharing. And I made them what are they called? I made the Blue Thunder socks. So this is the pattern I crocheted. And there should be some from last year's spring's yarn talk where I talk about them. But I've crocheted those pair, and That went okay, actually. That went somewhat okay. My main challenge in the beginning was not having too many stitches, but it went pretty okay making the scarf socks in the end. Except the size didn't 100% fit, so yeah, I ended up making it a bit too big. But that's probably my tension versus their tension, etc. Because I felt when I was using, I think they recommended a 2.5mm crochet hook, and I probably 2mm crochet hook, and I actually used a 3mm crochet hook, so I had to adapt a bit. But that was, I felt that when I was using a 2mm, I could not see the yarn well enough and where I had to insert the hook. So I did it a bit different. That's basically in short. Hello, Kim. Welcome to the live. Nice to have you aboard. Rainbow socks. Guess I have to scroll through her whole section. I'll take a look at her later when I am not in the live with you guys. Who knows, I might need something to crochet with. And then of course I do have the mosaic blanket that I'm working on. Right now it's just crocheting along the poncho. Just a moment. This is what we have left right now on the skein, for those interested. There's a very little tight bit here of light blue. Then it goes in here. It goes to white, for those curious. And for those late, that is how the cake looks from the very beginning. So we are getting closer. Can't believe it's almost that there's that little left. Wow, which means that I can get to take on a new label for the next month, because I did a short on the amount of yarn I had used in January. The concept is that I will do it in the way that when I start a skein, I'm allowed to take off the label, and that's kind of counts for January, which means that if I'm not finished with a label, of course it's not, then I just keep to have work on it. But also I can make a new project where there might not be labels on a yarn, but then I'm still kind of using it. So that's kind of my way of trying to keep track of how much yarn that I'm going to use in 2024. Are any of you guys keeping your labels to keep track of your consumption, of your yarn consumption? Are we not talking about alcohol consumption? Yarn consumptions. Are you keeping track of how much yarn you use? And do you do that yearly, monthly, daily, or just per project? I am curious. But I did, how much did I actually do? I did like 2K, maybe 2,500 and some odd meters. I only did it in meters because that's what my yarn labels usually say. I will have to recalculate in yards. I'm debating if I should make a more personal, short, kind of holding up projects finished as well. I'm undecided on that. For example, I also started some yarns for the shawl, no, for the blanket, and I'm unsure if I will reach to break loose new. It was 2,772 yards of yarn that I used in January. Michelle also count labels yearly. Tang says she counted all the labels last year and counted 35,000 yards. Can I say holy crickets? Wow. Well, obviously with a full-time job, I will never be able to do that. I wish. But I'm going to be realistic. I'm just going to calculate. Let's say if I can use the same amount of yarn every year for 12 months, I will be at 33,000. Kinda-ish. So I'd only be like a month behind you, Tank. So I'm realizing that's probably more than I had expected. But I have a feeling that's not going to keep up like that. Because, yeah, I'm not. Jen says she used to keep them, but not this year because I hardly ever use a full skein due to many projects with one skein. Yeah, I just decided to do it for fun, basically, to make some sort of data. And then I want to make a graph at the very end so we can like see how it looks from January until the end of the year and when I'm busy and if I can explain it and things like that. I like statistics and data. I've always been a bit of a math girl. So that I want to know this and research this is not really a surprise for me. I just never thought about doing it, and then somebody mentioned they were doing it, and I was like, yes, I have to do that. Tag says it's a full-time job to crochet. Awesome. So are you selling your crochet works as well, or are you just, I know you donate a lot. Rita counted finished projects from end of May to end of August had 25,000 meters. That's a fair amount of yarn as well. I think Rita is beating us. Is that knitting or crocheting or both? So I think Javi's right when he says my yarn rotate and it's getting used. Well said. So my partner wanted to air out our heating system on the guest room, and he gave up because right now my yarn is kind of taking up most of the room. And he basically looked at me and said, you need to clean out the room before your parents are coming in April. And I'm like, I know. Sort My Stash videos are coming up in March. Stay tuned. Looking forward to share it with you all. Michelle said she took all scraps from every project for the year, then made kids a grind square blanket with it. That's a great idea. I have a little box where I keep all my scraps in. I'm debating if I should just try to make hats from scraps, or if I'm making a basket to keep things in, or whatever, like by doubling the yarn. I haven't really decided, though I do have the feeling that my scraps isn't that big yet. So it's a bit undecided what will happen to my scraps, but I do have a little bit of a scrap box where the scraps are in. They're either wound up or caked up depending on how big the scrap is. Tag made herself 3 things out of 100. Wow. Still, yeah. I have a couple of things that I'm probably going to throw on the local marketplace here in the Netherlands. And I might make a post on Etsy with it, just to clear out a few things. Because I don't think I will be using it myself or giving it away anytime soon. So therefore it kind of makes sense to probably give it away or sell it, make some money back to go back into the business in the sense of crocheting. So Susan likes to use scraps to knit blankets, centers, and then crochet borders. Yep. Rita says, only fingering weight yarn, also make a lot of blankets, knits, and crochet. Yes, that's it as well. I do have a bunch of yarns planned for projects. I counted that I have like 9 or 10 projects planned for drops. Let me just count for a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I have 11 patterns ready. No, I don't. 10, because this one is already made. I have 10 drops patterns, and I have the yarns for them already that I need to make. They can be hats, not blankets, hats, tops, shawls, usually. And yeah, I have those. But I've made a promise and a deal with myself that I'm not allowed to start a new drops project before my previous drops project has been finished, because I know that it will frustrate me sometimes. If I'm going to have my mom on for a yarn talk when she comes, and if you will get to meet her, well, I don't know actually. I will have to ask her. My mom has the pleasure. She just retired, so she went with pension on the 31st of January. So my parents have a bit more time to come and see me. Though I'm still stuck with my job, but might not. At the end of the year, I'll have some more freedom, which is good. Like, I talked with my partner about it, and he's fully supporting of me quitting my job due to the limitations that they're imposing on us with the vacation. Because every 2 years I go to Denmark for Christmas and celebrate Christmas with my Danish family. And then when I can't get up for Christmas, how on earth am I going to make it to Christmas dinner and everything if I have to work? So yeah, it's not really up for discussion. It's just so, and he's understanding as well. So he's supporting of me finding something else to do. So that's nice. But yeah, I will have to ask my mom if she's willing to come and say hello. Her English is not as superior as mine, but I will have to ask her if she's keen on it. Hello, Granny D. Welcome to the live. I'm very happy to see you pop in. So, Jay says she has used 2,200 meters of yarn this year so far. So that's very close up at my end. Awesome. I'm sorry, Granny. So I did say yesterday that I was probably going to go live today, and I will be hanging around for a bit more, at least probably maybe another hour. And then I should probably do some things. Welcome, Taylor, to the live. Nice to see you around. You guys, you just both missed out on me talking about the polls I had for my members about the projects I was going to start on next. Because I'm probably going to have, like, I don't know how many VIPs before it ends, but I like to have different projects to work on. Right now, I am working on my poncho. I'm just going to insert a stitch marker for those latecomers so you guys can see where I am at. That would be so far. And I am almost finished this round where I need to, here we are, where I need to slip stitch in here. And then I can start on the next round, basically. So I've done then almost a full round with you guys tonight. Mainly because I talk more than I crochet. Not a surprise. I've always been told that I talk more than I do stuff. I'm good at talking in general. So Tank says she feels weak today. She had barometric pressure headache for 2 days. It's better now, but it wears you out. I think everybody wears out from having a headache, though, no matter what kind, because headaches are so close to your brain, and that really aches. Like, I'd rather have pain in my toe than in my teeth, just to take an example, or pain in my hand than headache. I wouldn't want pain if I could choose not to have it, but understand me correctly. The closer it gets to your head, the more agonizing it is. At least that's my opinion. Taylor says it's just usually her and her kitty, and I have no excuses. She's just slow. So when I see how quickly some people crochets, I feel that I'm really slow. But that's okay. Tang says she has store-bought teeth, but hated the pain. I still have my original teeth, with the exception of my wisdom teeth. They had to be removed surgically, yes, because my jaw is too short. Well, it's not too short, but it's too short for the amount of teeth in it. So there wasn't enough space, so that caused an inflammation in my jaw, and then they had to get taken out when they started to like slowly break through. So I had my teeth removed by surgery between the age of 22 and 24. At 2 surgeries. So all my 4 wisdom teeth are gone. The rest are the real thing, with all their own histories. Right, see there's a little inch in this one. Sometimes it's probably difficult to notice. I took a bite of some metal once. It did not like it, but generally it's all my teeth. We have Granny D saying hello to everyone. Granny D, I hope, by the way, that you feel much better, because I know you had just gotten out of bed after being sick was yesterday. So I really hope that you're feeling fitter again. It seems to really be the season for flus and colds right now. And my drink is almost done, so I can start on my tea. Remember to hydrate. I should actually tell Nightbot to start telling you guys that, but don't forget to take a drink once in a while, because we are sometimes not very good at drinking enough. I'm told that it often happens when as we age, that we drink less without thinking about it. So don't forget to hydrate. Granny said most people have to get the wisdom teeth removed. Hers weren't even broken through the gum when they removed them all at once. So then you have been really like opened up. I only had like partial surgery. So I could get it done at the dentist. I didn't had to go completely under anesthetics. I only had local anesthetics, but my jaw were really painful for 2 weeks. I was on liquids for 2 weeks. That was the best diet in my life, almost, because I think during those 2 weeks, I lost probably like 5 pounds. So like 2.5 kilos. That was really a good diet. And that was on ice cream and yogurt, by the way. The only thing that kind of sucked about it was the fact that when I had the last surgery done, I got that done on December 21st, because that fitted when I was home visiting the dentist that was going to do it and so on, so I can like schedule it in. But that means that Christmas dinner was kind of ruined, because I couldn't chew Christmas dinner, so I only had like desserts and ice cream. That was kind of my Christmas dinner, because I couldn't open my mouth for more like just enough to maybe like this. Everything else did pain. So that was liquids through straws, ice cream and yogurts. That was a rough 2 weeks, but it was in the sense of losing weight, a perfect diet. Like that was the first, only, and probably last Christmas where I did not gain 2 pounds during Christmas, but actually lost weight. Usually after Christmas, it takes a week or two and I'm back to normal weight. But those 3 or 4 Christmas days, I tend to gain a bit, because all the nice foods. And if you ask my partner, he would say Danish Christmas contains more food, and then a bit of coffee, some presents, and some more food, more or less. So it's like a lot of food. Sailor says she had her bottom wisdom teeth pulled out, but the top ones grew into her jawbone and couldn't be removed. That sounds painful. Still remember the pain, whole face and ears was awful. Yeah, I think everybody who had the wisdom teeth removed surgically have had pains of some sort of level. Yes, thank you. Healing and prayers and love to everyone. Definitely. That's why I always, like, when I finish my videos, I usually say take care and happy crafting. Doesn't matter what craft we do, we can all easily, nicely hang around with one another. Regardless if we crochet or if we knit, but also if we do other crafts. If you just enjoy hanging out with us, please be welcome. Doesn't need to be anything special. Definitely not. I'm almost done. I just need to slip stitch into this chain 2 and slip stitch around, so I am ready to start the next round. Woohoo! Make round in full. Very nice. Very nice. But yes, glad that Granny D's tummy is doing much better. Definitely a good thing. And Nightbot seems a little bit happy spammy with stuff right now. But Granny D, before you came in, we were talking about me going to make the Jasmine T-shawl from Hobby with these yarns. These are the Hobby Friends 8/4 cotton. And I will start with the blues, and then I will work down to the dark greens. And I will be using them to make the Disney Sisters Mal. So that's a shawl make along. So I will be entering this. I will throw up photo on Instagram of the yarns used, etc. as well. And some more in my yarn talks, my Friday yarn talks. Yeah, they're really lovely. It's different colors than the original, and I'm really looking forward to make this shawl. I ordered this yarn in the autumn, and it was just a question of when I should start. So Jen says here, she finally got an appointment at her dentist, not been there since 2019. May get my 2 front teeth before summer. They filled out in 22, only have 5 original left. So dentures work fine. Yeah, I can imagine. My dad also doesn't have that many teeth left. So far, I am not needing dentures, and I hope I won't. But, you know, eventually maybe life says otherwise. And yes, they are extremely pretty together. I don't think we're wrong either when I talked about these guys. So, that is the colors that I'm going to be using for the project, and that is the ones that you have been able to vote for. So that is the colors for my next project, because right now, let's see if there's more voters since it's on my, what is it called, community tab. There is a members only poll running, and right now I have 6 votes, 3 votes on the Jasmine T-shawl with the yarns you just saw, then 2 votes on the Firefly sweater with Lammy's yarns Soft Sensation in a pastel green and blue. So that's 2 yarns that I will be holding together, really thin yarns. And then a single vote on the Denver Infinity Scarf, which I will be crocheting in Hobby's Kind Feather in a dark red. And eventually I'm going to do all the projects, so it's not a question of if I will do the project. It's only more a question of in what order. And by the looks right now, I will have to start with the shawl, which is okay because I want to take part in the Mal. So I will start with that. And then maybe next week, I think I'll start on the shawl this weekend probably. And the next week, I will start on the sweater, I think. Probably. Need to think a bit. And I'm still working on the cardigan. But I did not yet add a new skein, So right now this is the cardigan, which I worked on yesterday. And I still have the leftover here. Let's see, that would be this direction. The cardigan, so the top, that would be now, if you would look like this, that would be like what's on the back of the arms. That is the Oasis cardigan. This is a drops pattern, and I am working with drops baby merino in a dark gray. I talked about yesterday, I wasn't sure how many bolts I had. I have 5 and a little bit of scraps. So I have 5 and a bit of scraps. I need to add another 7 rounds. So it's worked in the round as well. I need to add another 7 rounds, and then I can start adding the arms. And then I need to see if I need to add, they have the part pattern so you can add extra to the front to make that cover bigger. And I will need to see if I might need to buy a ball or 2 extra to do that. I've adapted the pattern to fit me a bit after fighting the pattern for a while. But now I kind of figured it out and I understand the pattern, and therefore I've also been able to adapt it to my size. Yeah. So that's basically it. So I've been with you guys for 2 hours now. I hope you are enjoying yourself, at least for a bit. And whoever is lurking, I appreciate you hanging around with us, even though you might just be lurking. Brett, take care. Good luck shoveling the snow. I'm absolutely familiar with that. Actually, I can tell you in Denmark, there is a law saying that you are supposed to shovel your own driveway, and if you have a pedestrian's walking path in front of your house, if that's not cleared of snow and somebody falls there, you have to pay for them. If they break a leg and therefore can't go to work, you have to cover for their time being away of work, basically. Like, it's to make people take care basically of their own property and what's in front of them. They're not used to that here in the Netherlands, so all my neighbors are amazed every time I just automatically take the snow shovel and go out when it's been snowing to clear our street, because I've grown up differently than they have. I don't know if that sounds familiar. Thank you, Susan. It's been an enjoyable evening being with you guys. Definitely. I hope you have all enjoyed as well. Oh, Canada has to have theirs cleared as well. Yeah, so Denmark and Canada has things in common. The Netherlands, they're more like selfish. They don't care. They don't want to do it if they don't have to do it. It's actually even so that I get salt, like street salt from Denmark. I import it from Denmark to make sure I have it without having to pay a fortune. So I always have a good layer of street salt. But I don't need to refill often, because it's not that it's that bad weather here that often that I need it. But it's good to have, because when it's bad weather, it's difficult to get a hold of some. I can probably do with a bag for like 5 or 6 years before needing a new bag. So I just like tell my parents when it's time to get out, like, Mom, can you bring one with you home? And I get one for the next time. So that's really nice. And yes, hit the thummies. We are at 32. So I know that there are people that has lurked in and headed out again, and I'm so very happy that you are hanging around. Oh, sweet. Tank is sharing her progress. Actually, what I could do, so I can share somewhere. That's really, really nice, though. I like it. Is that like a roving type style of yarn, Tank, or what type of yarn are you actually using right there? And I'm still impressed that you can chat so much while crocheting. I'm not teasing you. I'm impressed. Keep that in mind, please. And yes, everyone stay warm, safe, and dry with all this crazy weather. That's very true, Taylor. I heard you had really, really bad winter weather in the Americas. Thank you, Jen, for the Instagram subby. Hand and egg now. Yeah. It's like we've had, now when you're talking about eggs, that I'm instantly thinking about Easter. We have had Easter eggs in the stores since the end of January, like for at least 2 weeks now. Can you buy Easter eggs already in the stores over there? Here in the Netherlands, you can already buy the Easter eggs. I think that's crazy. Crazily early, so to say. Absolutely too early to buy things like Easter eggs. I'm thinking that's for like maybe mid-February at the earliest. So that's crazy. So yeah, I don't know. Is there anything special? Let's see. Easter eggs in stores? Yes. Easter eggs, they're like chocolate Easter eggs. Chocolate Easter eggs, just to make clear. Like small chocolate Easter eggs. They're already in stores. Big dyed ones, I think, I'm not sure if they actually do that. Or if it just would be fresh eggs or whatever they do. But there are chocolate Easter eggs in the stores right now. It's crazy, I know. Like, it's been there for 2 weeks. Easter is another, I don't know, it's in the start of April, right? No, not in the middle of March, end of March. Yeah. Debbie says to start selling them in their stores in January, so I'm not the only one. But Easter is in March this year. It's very early. Everything's very early this year. I'm just finding the dates. It's Easter on the 31st of March. So it's a week or two early, I think. Yeah, here as well. I am following Protestant church in the sense of Easter days. I know in, for example, Eastern Europe, Romania, for example, they do a Catholic, but Orthodox Catholic, and their Easter, etc., they are like 1 or 2 weeks later than ours. I'm not super religious. I respect religions. I do enjoy being off during Easter, at least, unless my boss have decided something else. Because these days, I really don't know what they figure out at our workforce management. They kind of tend to have their own opinions on things about things. Chocolate eggs already ate and have to buy again. Yes, Jen. I got some last weekend, not because I bought them, but because they were available to pick a few. So I picked a few to eat because I do like Easter eggs. It's chocolates. I had chocolate edition. I like chocolates. My husband has Peeps addiction. Jen says at Boxing, so already at Boxing Day you can buy Easter eggs? Like chocolate Easter eggs? What? That's early. That's really early. I'm surprised. That's really early, isn't it? Christmas. But on the other hand, they started selling our Christmas food in like end of August last year. I'm like, it's getting earlier and earlier every year. And sometimes I just think it's nice when something is really kept for Christmas or Easter, and it's not like 4 months before Easter. I don't need to buy stuff 4 months before Easter. Peeps are the marshmallow bunnies and chickens. Oh yes, my partner is a marshmallow fan as well. Enjoys it, and meringues. So that's those hard but all sugar and egg, like whipped egg whites with sugar baked. Very sweet, extremely sweet. And you can add flavors to them. I have some really nice ones in France. Sometimes in the stores they have some with like raspberry flavors, really nice. The tea that I have right now is a forest fruit tea, which I'm just enjoying. So Reese peanut butter eggs, never had. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Everybody buys them, even though it's really silly that they start selling them early. It's crazy. Yeah, and I probably would too. Like, I saw them in the store and I was like debating. Should I? And I was like, no, it's too early. I'm not gonna do it because I know it's not gonna be good for me because I know I'm just gonna eat them all way too quickly. The Reese shapes always taste better. Okay. I will need to check out these Reese eggs, but I think it's probably not something I can get because I am not in the Americas. I am in the Netherlands. And right now the clock is nearing 9:30 p.m. I actually need to check up what Nightbot says. Top chatter of the day is so far Tankster. You are running the top chats of the day, Tank. So right now it will be your crown for the next time I go live. And one congratulations so far, unless somebody else is going to put you off. So the real thing, that would be Queen Tank, I guess. Or Empress. I think the shapes have more peanut butter, which I love. I have to admit, I'm not a big peanut butter fan. I'd rather just have peanuts as peanuts then. Though I don't dislike. I do like satay, but I don't need a lot of it. Where my partner is crazy with satay sauce. But yeah, I just started on the next round of my poncho because that is what we are doing while we are hanging out. I might hang around with you guys for another like half an hour, I guess, unless you guys want to do it longer. I hope you guys also have the time to enjoy yourself, and more importantly, I hope you get some handicrafts done, unless I am running in the background while you are at work. In that case, I also understand and respect that. I also sometimes pop into people's lives when I am at work. It depends on how busy it is. Of course, that will be different depending on how much time I will have for it. But right now, I will need to squeeze the last few euros out of my boss as long as I have a job. And make sure that I can handle myself for a bit until I find a different job. Unless I find a different job before then, which might be better for me. Again, I will let you guys know once we're getting closer to that, but right now, I still have my job. I haven't officially quit yet. Longer is fat with me. Yeah, I'm happy to hang around with you guys for a bit longer. I can do that. I'm still able to do that. More than happy to do so. Miss Debbie says she's working on finishing a shawl. She's almost done. I'm hanging around. I can't promise to hang around until you're finished because obviously I am also having stuff to do. Taylor says, good luck in my search. Thank you. I have no clue what I'm going to do. It has to be something that I can do given my physical abilities. But I'll figure out something. I've been self-employed before as well, so I can always go back to what I used to do, though income will be less. That said, I would probably have more time to do YouTube content. So, yeah, we need to get to those 1,000 subbies. Please share me with your friends. That would be super helpful because the only thing I miss to get fully monetized is not watch hours like many need. I have my watch hours. What I need is subscribers. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy my content and if you enjoy hanging out, please share with your friends. Maybe they will enjoy it too. And nothing is better than being with friends, right? We all share good memories, enjoy our handicraft work, and be with one another with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, a cup of something lovely fresh. Welcome back from your phone call, Kim. Nice to have you around. Jay has almost finished glove 2 out of 4. Was that the dragon scale gloves you started on yesterday? I think you were doing dragon scale gloves, right? I feel convinced you were doing dragon scale gloves. I might remember wrong, but that's just on top of my mind. You were doing dragon scale gloves. Jen finished her meal and that back to knitting her prim. Oh, primrose gloves. Nice. And Taylor is drinking the coffee that Tank sends her. Does Tank have special coffee? So I'm no coffee drinker. I used to drink coffee when I was a kid. Like, I remember drinking coffee when I was like maybe 4 years old or just before. I did have milk in it, but I remember drinking coffee. And then I got the flu. And after I got the flu, I get kind of nauseous by smelling coffee. So the thought of even drinking it doesn't sit very well with me. So I haven't actually touched it since. But I do really enjoy my tea, which I drink a lot of. I probably, I don't know, drink at least 3 of these a day, maybe 4. A bit less in the summer because I would drink more water. But I really do enjoy a lot of mugs of tea. Taylor has been drinking more hot tea than coffee lately, but this wet and dreary weather calls for coffee. Maybe. I'm also a hot tea drinker. I'm not really into iced teas. They seem, I don't know. It tastes odd. It's not the same. I prefer my teas warm. And that's obviously also why I would drink less in the summer, because it's warmer. Kim loves the smell of fresh brewing coffee, but doesn't like to drink it. She's a tea drinker. Same. Well, except for the fact I don't like the smell of it either. Taylor prefers hot. Found 2 packages that Caitlin missed, so yay for her. Yay! Jay likes the taste of coffee, but hate the smell. She drinks pure tea since it's the closest you found to taste like coffee. Okay. Yeah, we all have our different preferences. It's just like I really usually don't drink a lot of green tea. It's just not my preference. But I do drink a lot of different black teas, different flavored black teas. Though I do have a few green teas that I actually do enjoy. But generally, it would be more like a flavored black tea. Or could be herbal, but I'm not a big herbal tea drinker. I do have a Lies Loose tea blend from the local city, which I also enjoy. And it has like real raisins and stuff like in it, and real dried pineapples and so on. But it also has cornflower petals in it and rose petals. So it's like a mixture. It's lovely fresh. Has anyone tried hot mushroom tea that's been advertised anywhere? I never heard of it, so that must be an American thing again. Kim, that orange green tea that I'm talking about in my giveaway, it is really good. And I swear, when I got it the first time, I thought it was a black tea, like a black tea with an orange mandarin flavor. And I was drinking it, and it's first, like after I had a few cups of it, without shying away, that I realized was a green tea. And I was like, I did notice it didn't color that much, but I never thought it was green. And then I just read it was a green tea, and I was like, holy crickets, I'm drinking a green tea. I didn't think I would like that. So yeah, that's kind of how I ended up drinking. So it's actually quite good for my green tea. Jay says her favorite tea is a black tea with honey and sons. It's a black tea with vanilla bean. That's nice too. Definitely. I'm still doing my front post, back post. I hope you guys are progressing well with your projects. I am working on it. So this Jen says she likes the smell of coffee, not drunk it since I was a teen. She's a tea drinker, so I'm not the only tea drinker. You know, in the beginning, I had this Jan Talk video where I was just saying that I was drinking tea. I didn't talk more about it. And then people started wanting to know what kind of tea I was drinking. So after that, it just kind of became a thing in my Jan Talks, right? Like, here's my favorite mug, and we can't talk Jan without me having my favorite mug, which is true. It has to be somewhere within reach. And right now, it's probably still full until here, but that's because I had something else to drink in the very beginning. Yeah, this mug I got for birthday. A birthday present from my partner, and it's the best birthday present I've ever had, because when I started working the job I have now, sometimes I could risk talking with a customer for like an hour and my tea would go cold. So with this, it keeps it warm, even though like it has a thin thing here on top you squeeze in, like to like open and close it. Even if it's open, of course when it's open it's not spill proof, but even when it's open, it will keep my tea warm for almost 4 hours. Awesome. Brew this tea a bit more than 2.5 hours ago and it's still warm. But not as warm as it's burning, but nice drinkable warm. Granny says she puts honey into tea. I can put honey into tea as well, especially when I don't feel very well. Like if I'm sick, I would put honey into my tea as well. Taylor says she tries to include an assortment of teas whenever she sends a Happy Meal, a little extra fun. Yeah, I guess that's also why I include teas when I send out my giveaways, right? So the next giveaway will contain raspberry tea. So that's a black tea with raspberry flavor that will go out. And the reason for that is because that tea is, well, the bags at least, they are pink or rose colored, because that goes with Valentine's, because that giveaway is going to be scheduled on Valentine's to go live on Valentine's Day. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That's going to be next week, Wednesday. It's in a week from now. And yeah, I'm still working out exactly the exact yarns I'm going to send, but I'm confident you will be happy whichever I send. Sarah says she drinks coffee every day, but loves strawberry hibiscus tea, cranberry hibiscus tea, and vanilla chai black tea. Well, that sounds lovely. Taylor loves hibiscus teas as well. Miss Debbie's drinking coffee from her favorite mug. My mom gave it to her when she was a teenager. Has been a beach chisel theme. Ah, nice. I also have a mug actually that I've had since I was late teenager. It's still in the cupboard, quite far away. It's with Winnie the Pooh on. I got it from my cousin. And she brought it back when she was visiting America back in 2001. And listen, she was up in the World Trade Center a week before the accident of the 9/11. Like, so I have that mug since 2001. Wow, time flies, doesn't it? That's kind of scary thinking about it. Was it 2004? I don't remember. I don't remember the year, but it was a week before the 9/11. bless everyone and prayers for everyone. And may they rest in peace. So Dawn just returned. She had an unexpected delivery of yarn and busy trying to check if everything is there. I would like an unexpected delivery of yarn, except I'm not sure where to stuff it. I need to go through all my yarns, basically. Go through my stash. It has to get done. And the problem, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of them, and then I'm going to look at them. I'm like going to be like, am I going to make a project with you anytime soon? Or do I know what kind of project I'm going to make with you? If I'm saying yes, I'm keeping it. If I'm not saying yes, it's either going to the stash that's saying giveaways, or it's going to being sold on a local market here, like Facebook Marketplace or something like that. Jen would like to go to a tea tasting session with all makers of tea brands. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Really nice. So I have some, like some local tea store bags as well. I would actually love to one day maybe do a little tea store visit, but I will definitely have to ask the owners if I'm allowed to go in and record there, because it is a small store. It's not something I can do unseen, and out of respect for the owners, if they want it displayed or not on YouTube. But I really do enjoy that. Just catching up on the rest. Yeah, tea is lovely. So, Taylor wishes Dawn plenty of fun unpacking her yarn. Kim says favorite hot drink is black tea with Bailey's Irish cream. That doesn't sound bad either. Yes, love raspberries. So, that giveaway is going to be an awesome giveaway as well. At least I am trying my best to make it so. It's definitely going to be pink themed. I was looking through and I'm realizing I do not have an awful lot of red yarns. I have more pink yarns. So we have a pink theme for it. Mm-mm. 17 medium moving boxes. Well, that's a bit of a haul. Don't think I've ever made a yarn haul that big. Like, I do have received boxes. I actually just have a bunch of boxes I need to go through. Makes life easier to go through them all. Discussing drinks further than that. Dawn says she only has chamomile and peppermint teas at the moment. Well, participate in giveaways, there might come some tea your way then. Taylor says they have a few tea rooms here in Vegas, not been able to go to any yet. Her daughter has and loves them, would be such a fun experience. That sounds really nice. Yeah, they're really nice. So Dawn has to go to get to work, I guess, unboxing all that yarn. Good luck, Dawn. Enjoy. Feel free to have me running in the background if you want. I do appreciate. Yes, Bailey's Irish cream is in the alcohol section. Yeah, if it's Bailey's like the chocolate-like kind of feeling, that's a Belgium thing apparently, or at least not necessarily, but I'm telling you a fun story. So my grandmother used to have a neighbor, and he told about he used to work in Benelux in Brussels, and every time he came home to visit, he brought a bottle of Bailey's. And because Brussels is in Belgium, his mom thought it was like Belgium hot, like chocolate milk. But apparently his mother did not understand that it contained alcohol. So yeah. So she was always talking about the lovely taste of the Belgian chocolate milk, which is a bit hilarious. But Dawn knows where to stuff and she just needs more hand. In any case, good luck, Dawn, with all the stuffing and unpacking. I need good luck with my yarn sorting, which is definitely a project coming up. I need to get some recording done on that. So Taylor says she's spending freeze for several next months. Are you going to do an unboxing video? Yeah, that would be kind of nice though, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm also trying to freeze my spending. I do have some yarn hauls coming in that was planned already and bought already. But from here on and out, I am trying to limit my yarn purchases. And I do already have some yarns where I know I will probably put them on the marketplace because I am likely not going to use them anytime soon. And it is yarns that I can still get, so I might do that instead. Tang says she has spread thread but no pink or red yarn. I do have a few red yarns, but not many. Taylor also sent Tang some pink yarn. Well, I do have some pink cakes coming up in that Valentine's giveaway. So maybe if you win, you could have some pink yarns. Some happy mail from me in the sense of winning a giveaway. Not sure if Dawn's still here, but Rita asked where they had a good sale. But yeah, all that work unboxing. I'm already thinking all the work I need to get through for sorting my yarn, because there is a lot of it. I'm just gonna untangle this one for a minute because I actually did take a photo of it. I was trying to stack it all up, but I just need to make sure that my screen is not as bright, because else you wouldn't be able to see it. Then I need to flip my screen. And then the real question is if you can actually see it. No, it needs a little bit brighter, just a moment. That's my yarn that I need to sort. Yeah, there's some way to go. Thank you, Taylor. So that's just all the boxes they're in. I need to sort it. And so the plan for the sorting is basically I need to go through what I want to use and what plans I have, etc. It's a nice pile. It's a bigger pile than I thought it was. I had all stacked up and I was like, oh my God. I have this much yarn. I had not expected that. So I need to get it all sorted, and I'm definitely going to sell some of it. And I'm going to give away some of it, and some of it I'm going to keep for future projects. But what I'm going to do is, like, I have boxes that contains a mix of different yarns, but I have the same types in multiple boxes. So it could be that in one box I have Hobby Twister, but in another box I also have Hobby Twister. But also, I am 99.9% sure that Yarn Art flowers are the same as Hobby Twister, or it's the same company. It's just different colorways, though some colorways are the same. So I'm going to stack those together as well, because the yarn specs are the same and they feel more or less the same. So I'm going to put them all together in the same boxes, and we'll go through them together and have a nice chat about them. But yeah, we could have lots of fun in my yarn stash. I'd have too much yarn. Tang would like to show me how she stores her yarns. My yarns are currently mainly in boxes. Yeah, mainly in boxes, basically. I would like to get my yarn room sorted. Well, it's not a yarn room, it's my guest room, but it's my guest room, it's my storage room, it's my fitness room, it's my business room, it's my everything room. It's just a stash room, basically, for everything, including yarn. So I picked it out of that room because it kind of like stuffed up here and there. I really just need to get through it, and before middle of April. So I don't have that much time, actually. I need to really get started. I have a part of it ready already to go through, and to make that first video, and the rest we will take as it comes. So I won't be able to sit with that big pile and do the video and take the boxes one by one, going through them. I'm just gonna probably sort them and then go through it when it's sorted. That will make much more sense. And we see there are some shared things here. Meatloaves, I'm food. Tanks, looks like it's stored up under your ceiling with numbers on the bags. Then that's definitely a way of doing it. It's not in the way then. That's actually a quite good idea, though I won't have the room to do that. But I want to replace the guest bed I have with a bed that has some storage under it. The one I have right now, you can't store anything under it. So that's what's going to happen for sure. We also, in any case, need to have a new guest bed in the room because the current bed is okay, but the conditions when you are two people sleeping there is not optimal. And it haven't been for quite some time. And my parents are not getting younger, so when they are visiting, I would like to offer them some better sleeping conditions. So another reason for me to have to clear out that room. There are many reasons for it. Rita says she has to start boxing up for moms to move to us. She has fabric and yarn she wants to have, and I have half of my life in her house. Oh goodness, yeah, that's a lot. I can't even imagine needing to move my parents away from the house they have right now and needing to move my things around, even though I did clear out some of it. Also, I do have things in my guest room that I could probably clear out and maybe even throw out. Not necessarily, not yarn, other things, which has been sitting there, which is no longer relevant, which is just something I need to do. Strip of pills. Tank lives in a 480 square feet home. No clue how that much is. Hey Dawn, nice to have you in here. Donna Loves Yarn has joined us. She also has a YouTube channel. If she wanted shared, then Tank, could you please share Donna Loves Yarn's channel? If she writes CC here as a comment, you are free to share her channel. Definitely. I need to figure out how to get okay, I'm probably gonna learn that running joke on time, and because I just joined your Fiber Friends group, which is for me still pretty new, needing to get used to the thing in there. No, Donna, Tang is a moderator, and she just shared your channel in the link above. So if anyone wants to go and hang out at Donna's or check her videos, your channel's link has been shared here. Enjoy evening. So it's 10 p.m. for Rita in Norway. I think she's still in Norway. I think we're going to move to Sweden. Regardless, it's 10 p.m. for Rita. So enjoy your food. Do enjoy. Definitely. I'm also slowly coming to an end, I think. The puncher's coming along nicely. I wouldn't say I finished for the day, but I just finished for a bit. I've been doing more than a round today, but this is where we are at. I'll probably finish some more before Friday's yarn talk because it's just Wednesday evening here. and I do Friday yarn talks. I record them in the morning before I start working. And then the editing and posting on YouTube sometimes happens in my lunch break. Michelle, welcome to my bronze members. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me. Your membership is supporting my crochet journey and my ability to create content for you guys. So thank you so much. Much appreciated. Trust me, much appreciated. You will find polls in my community tab for my next upcoming project. We just talked about it a bit. I don't know if you've been around for the whole live, because we have been live for a whopping 2 hours and 40 minutes already. I can't imagine the time has gone so fast. But the time flies when you are in wonderful company. So please know that I'm very, very happy that you are here. Really. Hearts. Thank you so much. So yeah, we're probably slowly going to end the stream though, because it is getting a bit late. But yeah, I could probably pull off another 15 minutes and then I would really have to come to the end. So we can do, let's see, it says 2 hours to 41 minutes. Let's go to 3 and then we'll finish. So we'll finish just before 3. So Michelle has been working on her sweater while listening in. Yes. It's always enjoyable to chat with you all. Is there anything you would like to know, by the way, from me? You have the chance now to ask questions. I'm 100% focused on you guys, and I'm happy to answer a few questions. If you're curious about anything, I will answer them right here, right now, live. And yes, plenty of fun. It's always fun with you guys, definitely. And I will have fun making new projects. Like, what things would you like to know from yarn comparison videos or yarn reviews? Let me know. If you don't have any questions for me, then let you know what you would like me to include for. I have a few things I have planned. I need to find out how I'm going to make reviews of yarn. I do have a few yarns of yarn comparisons. I have a few plans on making reviews on crochet hooks. I have a few plans on also yarn dupes, yarn comparisons. Like I have yarns which I have from Ice, but I also got it from a Dutch store, not having the Ice label, but I am 99.9% sure it's the same yarn, except it's just wound up differently. Like, is there anything specific you would want to know? Then it's important for me to know, of course, so I can do the best possible for you guys, because that is some content I would really like to share with you guys. And of course, I need to figure out what will be my next tutorial project. I tend to get a lot of good feedback on the shawls, and I also do enjoy making shawls, so I might do a shawl tutorial, who knows? Sit down, work up something, but that's going to be after all this. I have so many shawls I'm working on right now. So. So Donna has 2 ponchos on the go and she loves them, so that's wonderful. Oh yes, it's West Coast Wednesday tonight. So the thing is, they always end around the time that I get up and I'm ready to be able to watch them. Sometimes when you guys are up late, I might be able to catch them, but it's all cool. But yeah, that's tonight. But for me, it's 10 p.m. right now. Funnily enough, it's 10 p.m. right now. So hey, that's how it is. If I have a favorite yarn from Ice, I like to have some yarn called Universe, which is actually like a worsted weight yarn, kinda ish. I think it's worsted. I think it seems too thick to be a DK, so I would classify it worsted. So like a 4 weight, and it's really, really gorgeous. It has some really different colors, and it shines. So it's very similar to Hobby's Metallico yarn. And I've made a scarf from it. I've made dragon scale gloves from it. I've made headband from it, and a Barrett hat last year. And I would like to work with it again. I do have some plans for it, and Hobby also have a new pattern that could work brilliantly with it, with some yarns I already have from them. So I am probably gonna do that. So Donna asks if I use much lace weight yarn. Ice has beautiful 100% silk yarn, but it's lace weight. I don't mind using thin yarns, so like a one weight or a 2 weight. It depends on how you look at them, but I often use 2 weight yarns, quite often. Tag writes is also late for her. I guess it's because you've been up all night or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. Taylor says she will try again a shawl soon. Only made one, but it's way off triangle shape. Her daughter loves it. Tank taught her. You know, it's not important how it looks. The effort that's put into it is what matters, right? It's made with love. And it could be gauge tension or something like that, or maybe you just missed a stitch somewhere. I don't know. I also find my triangle shawls tend to be a little bit more like a triangle shawl. If this would be the center and you work out from the center, then normally it would be like straight. If I can even hold my hand straight here, can't. I find mine are more like narrowing a bit upwards, not as extreme, but they're not fully, but it does go nicely down in the triangle though. Dawn says she hasn't tried Ice yarn, but it does look lovely. Yeah, Ice has lots of lovely yarns. They really do. Some of them are similar to other yarn brands as well. So that's why I want to make some comparisons. So Jay, I am in Central Europe. I am in the Netherlands. Originally, I am from Denmark. That means that I actually speak 3 languages. I speak Danish, that is my mother tongue. Then I speak English, obviously, because else you wouldn't understand me. I speak fluent Dutch as well, which is the language we speak here in the Netherlands, because I've been here for 15 years. So I learned Dutch about 14 years ago. And then I speak German as well, but not fluently, but good enough to make a decent conversation and to understand what's going on. So my German is probably like medium level, I would say, but not fluent. My German improved a lot when I learned Dutch. So yeah, I could talk Danish or I could talk Dutch or whatever. And if you want me to say something, let me know what I should say in Danish and Dutch, and I will be happy to attempt to do that for you if you would really like to hear me say a few words. Tang says that Taylor may like the granny shawl she's working on. Yeah, maybe, who knows? So let's see here. Taylor haven't ordered anything from an international company and she would love to. So the thing is, there are often yarns that I really like to try out from the US, but it would cost me an arm and a leg to get it here to Europe with imports and everything. I would probably be better off to somehow, I don't know, get somebody to buy me something on sale and get it sent over, and then we would have to figure out costs and so on. I did get a Happy Mail once, which I was super appreciative of, so thank you. to Sherry for sending me that. That was wonderful. I haven't touched that yarn yet. When I packed it out and I felt it, and I'm like, can't wait to work with it. At the same time, I'm not working with it because it's precious to me, because it's rare. For me, it's rare. It's not rare for you guys because it's just going down to Hobby Lobby getting some yarns or something like that. But it's not that easy for me. I can't even open the website. Like, I will get not allowed to get in because I'm not in the US. Fun fact. So Dawn says, it's okay, Stine. We like to say hello to our friends in the future. Yes, absolutely. Dawn has some Hobby Metallica she would like to use soon. So that's really similar to Ice Yarns Universe. So I can try to find it and share it with you guys. And it's a much cheaper than Hobby's Metallica yarns, by the way. That is, if Ice website wants to open. I'm trying to get it to load in the background. It might not load. Sometimes Ice just don't want to load for me. If that's a local server issue, I don't know. Let's see, catching up on the rest here. Dawn, like me, prefers thinner yarns. I am also a preference of usually like a 2 weight. I do mind 1 weights, but I also don't mind 3 weights. But I often find myself gravitating towards 2 weight yarns. And I see that Taylor threw some yarn at Dawn as a channel. That's wonderful. So if you aren't yet, hit the subscribe button. If you're just lurking and you haven't subbed to my channel, please. It would be very helpful for me, because that is where I need to go. I am at the magical watch hours. I don't have any watch hour issues. I do have plenty of watch hours on my channel, but I need subs. I need subs to get to 1,000. We will have a big giveaway when I get there. Prizes. Happy party. Tax says she's currently using a 5-weight yarn now, so the scarfie, to make the shawl, and it's hurting her hands right now. That's why I also have several projects. So when one project kind of requires me to take a break from, I can easily work on another project without tiring out my hands as quickly. Taylor might try to order from Ice for her birthday this summer, or Hobby. It's so expensive. My best experience with Hobby is the fact that they always have a sale going on. So sometimes you find their yarns are expensive, but usually at least once every 3 months, a specific yarn is always on sale. So right now they might have, I don't know if the twisters are still for sale. I don't know. They do have something for, yeah, the twisters are still for sale right now, but that means that in 2 months time or something like that. So the twisters will end their sale, I think, Monday next week. Then that means that the Hobby twisters in about 2 months time, they will go on sale again for 2 weeks. So when you buy from Hobby and you want a specific yarn, if you don't need it instantly straight away and you're not impatient, if you have patience, my advice is hang around and wait to make your order until the right yarn that you want comes on sale. Because there are sales you can save usually somewhere between 35 and 50%, depending on the yarn. So that's my advice with Hobby. I'm recently experienced with Hobby. I only think I know one crocheter more experienced with Hobby than me, and that's Amanda from Fantastic Crocheter. But I think I'm reasonably experienced with Hobby, especially from living in the Netherlands. Also, what you get with Hobby is if you have made an order and then you might not make an order for like 3 months, then they send you a discount code of 10% to get you to make a new order. And if you have any sales, the discount code goes on top. So basically, if you can get 50% off, so let's say the price is normally €20 or $20 for the yarn. Now it's on sale, so it's at 10, so it's 50% discounted. Then you get your discount voucher. You get that from the $10 the yarn is costing, so it's actually down to $9 instead of 10, which makes the yarn like a 55% discount instead of a 10% discount. That's a pro tip for shopping much from Hobby. Meanwhile, we do have ice a bit on the go here. I'm just trying to see if I can quickly search for it, but the ice website is not very fast today. We will try to see if it wants to. Does look like there are a few new yarns. And I always have some yarn in my cart from ice. I can't help it. But I haven't made an ice order since last autumn. And I need to not to for a while. It's really not the best site. I think they have a server issue right now. With ice. So that has to be on another day. I'll share that comparison, by the way, as well. Tank also subbed to Donna. And Donna tells that she's making the poncho I'm making out of scarf yarn. I'm actually looking forward to see that. I will have to catch up with one of your videos. I've been a bit busy the last 2 weeks. So I've not been able to watch a lot of videos from other content makers, I admit. So I have some catch up to do. I totally admit I am sorry. Take care, Jen. It was nice to have you around. I much appreciate it. And then I'm really going to catch up again because it goes really fast sometimes. Taylor loves 3 and 4 weights. Have not tried thinner yet. They have some really. They do also have some really nice 3-weight yarns at Hobbies. In case somehow it would just feel right if one of my European yarn giveaways, if you win one of those, Taylor, because you could try some European yarns without having to order one from a European company. But you know, when time is right, I'm sure it will happen. That is how things are with life. What my favorite hooks to use right now, my favorite hooks are these, which is the Soft Touch from Clover. Let me see. I also have, this is a 5mm I've been using for my poncho, but I have them here as well in 3mm. I have the whole collection of them. I'm also enjoying the hooks from Prim. I do have some laying. So I actually have this one, which I made last year. I made a lovely Notion bag thingy with double-stranded 8/4 cottons. And I have stuff in here. Like, I have my box of stitch markers. If I can actually open it. Box of stitch markers, always good to have. Then I have tape measure, darning needles, my travel scissor, but I also have a bit bigger scissor. This is actually only when I'm traveling. It's nice to have. This is like, you know, you pull them out in each side and you like flip them around and you have travel scissors. I like them because there is no pointy end when it's folded together that gets into your bag and destroys it from the inside. They're really handy nifty. But in here I have my Prim hooks. And I also enjoy using those. And I found them because we were talking about them. This is my 5mm Prim hook, which you can really pretty see because it has a white background. It's a bit over here because this is where I have some light. So that's, let's see, my 3.5 and my 5mm. So that's a 3.5 and 5mm, which coincidentally are the same as these. What I really like with the Prim hooks is the shaft is really nice and long, where the others are a bit shorter. So what I would love to have is this grip with this head, with this hook, with this metal part. If I could mix them, like get the best of both, that would be my favorite hook. definitely. I do like the prim parts that they are inlined. They're inline hooks. They're not tapered. Where these are slightly bit of both. Donna says even the sales prices can be beat in other places. Yeah, well, hobbies do have expensive yarns. That's also why I am using the Flowers Alpaca and not the alpaca wheel from Hobby, because this yarn is the exact same yarn. Okay, I'm 99.9% sure it's the exact same yarn, but this one is only 2/3 of the price, basically. How much was our discount this week, Taylor? Taylor says have to wait until August, then see what sales sites she can find. Thank you for the advice. If you need any advice, feel free to ask me. I am happy to give you advice on European Yarn Store Company, depending on what you need and what you're looking for. Most definitely. Or maybe we can hope that we win a giveaway until then. Donna says she has 3-weight yarn, non-superwash wool. What would you make with it? I think I have about 500 yards. Good question. Good question. Good question. That's a good question. I have a 4-weight, but it's only 200 yards, and I was thinking of making a beanie. So maybe a cowl with a 3-weight, like sort of cowl thing. That could maybe work. It kind of depends on what kind of 3-weight. I might have an idea, but I'm not 100% sure. Give me a moment to see if it's actually there. Plus patterns. Now, aren't we just exceeding my planned 20 minutes? I think we are. I started more than 3 hours ago, so we will be ending soon. If I'm not wrong, it takes about that's the one I need to find. 110 grams of one skein, which is 200 grams, so that's half. That would definitely be enough yarn to do this one. It does say it's a lightweight, but I would probably classify it a 3-weight, having felt similar yarns. But what you could consider, Donna, is, and it's a free pattern, it's a hobby pattern for their Winter Glow cowl. I'm just sharing the link here in the chat. So that could be an option, of course, if it's not scratchy. I don't know if it's a wearable, but that could be, okay, too scratchy for cowl. That's a shame. That's a shame. Unless you have something underneath, I guess. Or maybe 2 or 3 beanies. Yes, the Prim hooks are really nice. So I have all of them, all of the sizes that Prim hook offers. They come from 3 millimeters, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, then it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and 15, something like that. I have all of them, so I actually want to make a review of them. I need to sit down and get a little bit of a scripting done so I have an idea of where we're going and some different yarns we can test with and so on, and I will make a review of them, which is something I've wanted to do for more than a year, but I haven't gotten around it yet. Shame on me, but it's planned. Don't make hold double and make a hat. That could be a good idea. A hat is definitely not something that necessarily needs to be super soft. So that could be a really good idea. I have some Gazelle unicorn yarns, which is a 4-weight that I want to make a beanie of. So I need to find a good pattern for that. But that is a future project for me, for future me. So we are past the 3 hours. We are 3 hours and 5 minutes. And I need to do a few more things today before I'm heading to bed. So we are slowly having to make this to an end. It was super nice hanging around with you guys. It was wonderful. I am gonna proceed working on this at least definitely so we have a bit closer for Friday's Yarn Talk so I can show you an update. It would be really nice if I managed to, that's just a moment. If I can manage to work up all this, it's not a lot. I should be able to do that. If work is calm, I should have this done for Friday's Yarn Talk video and be ready to add the next game. I also have my cardigan that I worked on yesterday. I have my mosaic blanket that I'm working on. And I'm having 2 upcoming projects. I'm definitely not bored. So I do have things coming up. And I finished a pair of dragon skull gloves. I will also be showing those on Friday. Yes, it's a nice pattern, Taylor. I have similar yarns that I'm going to make that cowl with. I do. They are the Wonderbolts from Rico Designs. I got a yarn haul with them last year. So I will make that pattern eventually. So it's been super fun hanging around with you guys. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I definitely enjoyed hanging around with you guys, and I very much appreciate you hanging around with me. I must admit, I do not know next time when I go live. It depends on an array of things and what I'm able to do. But so far, I will do the classic, I might pop live and prompt a notice when the opportunity offers itself. It's definitely not the last time. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So I'm wishing you a very great Wednesday ahead, or Thursday if it's already Thursday where you are. Yeah, stay healthy, take care. If you are sick, I hope you get better soon. And yeah, happy crafting until I see you, and I will definitely see you on Friday in my Yarn Talk video with an update on everything. A little bit more condensed and not jumping around between topics. Enjoy everyone's week. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging around with you guys. You really bless me with your time, and I hope you have enjoyed yourself, because that would make me really happy if you have. So yeah, have a nice evening, everyone, or day, or whatever it's left, and a great week, and may it all be blessed. Bye.